Hey everybody, welcome to RefTime, powered by RTS and produced by Coraggio Media. I'm Tanya.
And I'm Crane. We'll be covering rules, plays, points of emphasis, and all things official. Welcome to another segment of RefTime. We're here in the studio today with the great, the one, the only, the past star, Miss Shannon Rodgers.
Hello. You got the D in there. Good job. Good job.
So when you played, how did they announce your name?
They got it. Rodgers was pretty easy.
They didn't drag the Rodgers out like we did?
No, not like that. I would have loved to have you.
Right?
At the scoreboard, yeah.
All right.
He thinks that the officials should be introduced like that too.
I do.
Ooh, I like that.
I don't want people knowing my name.
Ooh, better point.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
But they usually do introduce us at the high school games. Do they do it at the
Yeah, but
college?
they do it so fast and everybody, all the noise is going on.
Nobody
and people can't
cares.
hear.
They don't want to hear our names anyway.
Oh, they want to hear it.
At the sectional game last year, one of my kids was playing, and they had the pictures with the names up on the board of all the officials the whole time. And my son had commented, I don't think that's a good idea.
Where was your sectional?
It was at Columbia City. Yeah.
I wonder why they did that.
I mean,
That's weird.
it might be nice for recognition in some respect, but
We get the recognition already.
I don't think I want people knowing my name.
Oh, I don't care. Call my name out. What's your name, buddy? It's getting ready to be out of here. All right. So, Miss Shannon, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm banging on the thing.
You're banging on
People
the
can hear
thing.
me?
Yes.
Okay.
He always tells everybody not to bang on the table.
And then
He's
I
over
come in
here
and do it.
pounding on it.
So I'm excited. Shannon's joining us finally. Well, you know what? It's funny because when I shouldn't say finally. When I invited you,
Oh, boy.
oh yeah, she was at her school, and we'll get into that. And I go into her office and I say, hey, I want you to come to be a guest on our podcast. And she looked at me and she goes, yeah, right. I said, no, really.
I thought he was joking.
Yeah, she goes, get out of here. And I said, I want you to be a guest on our podcast. She goes, what podcast? I said, RefTime. And she goes, you're messing with me, aren't you?
I really genuinely thought you were messing with me.
It took me 37 minutes to convince her that it's a real show.
I don't blame you for thinking that because typically he is messing around. And,
some of our
he plays
interactions,
around.
yes,
Had
been joking. So
I was totally serious as I usually am.
Well, now I know.
Now you know you're here.
Yeah, we're going to skip over the as you normally are because you're not.
Well, just for that, she's going to get a test question right now.
Oh, man. We're going to start off with a test question?
Pick it.
Okay.
You have to
Read
read it
it
out loud.
Since you called me out like that,
You didn't tell me there was going to be a test.
Oh, you're an educator. You're used to it.
All right. This says, is it okay for the team members on the bench to yell during the opposite team's free throw shots? Absolutely not.
Why would you say that?
Because it's not good to do. It's distracting.
Well, but the crowd is always distracting you when you're shooting free throws anyway, so what difference does it make?
You just can't. It's not good sportsmanship.
Very good. She got it right. I think she needs a piece of
is an
candy.
actual-
You get a Reese's chocolate.
Maybe she doesn't like Reese's.
I was hoping she said she didn't like. I was going to take it back.
And open it up.
Yeah. Oh, no. So, Shannon, that's what we're on the show. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I appreciate you coming on. And the reason you came on is because she is an avid past basketball player.
Yes.
Right.
But now she's a mom.
I'm a basketball mom now.
Yes.
I used to play, back in the day. I played high school and then at St. Francis.
Oh, you played at St. Francis?
Yeah.
Where'd you play high school at?
I am from Portland, Michigan, small town up by Lansing.
Okay.
And I played at the Catholic school there in town called Portland St. Patrick's.
So did St. Francis, is that why you ended up here in Fort Wayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you went from Catholic high school to Catholic college.
Yep. And then moved all around for a while and then ended up back here.
So your family is Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So your time at St. Francis, tell us about that. Was it a good time?
It was a good time. Lots of fun. It seems like a blur now to think back to those times.
Mm-hmm.
We went to nationals 1, maybe 2 years.
Really?
I'm bad with facts and dates and times.
But you remembered you guys
But
went
I
to
remember
nationals.
that bus trip out to Iowa.
Were you an impact player, or were you in your early years when you guys went to nationals?
A senior.
Oh, so you were an impact player.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was a defensive player. That was I didn't score a lot in college, but I could shut anyone down. Not anyone, but
I
most people.
I caught that anyone.
Right.
I was going to run
I reeled
with that.
it back. I reeled it back.
You did, because I was like, this is going to be juicy. Anyone.
Yeah.
We need to go get some film.
No, but your height, because we talked about that. How tall are you?
I'm 5'2". On a good day.
So
5'4" if you wear the right heels, right?
That's right.
So you're an impact player on defense at 5'2", and you could shut down. I mean, that's obviously where your coach puts you on some of probably the better scorers, correct?
Yeah, I would usually guard some of the better scorers for the other team. Like I said, I didn't score a lot, but
That wasn't your job.
that wasn't.
Your job was
my
to
role.
stop the other scorers.
Yep.
So at 5'2", tell us about some of the players that you had to guard. How tall were some of them?
I'm just used to everyone being taller than me on the
Okay.
court and in life. So I guess I never really thought about that.
Okay.
Like, ooh, she's got 6 inches on me or whatever. And
You just like, my
have,
job is to
did
shut
you
her
make
down.
did you break any records or set any records while you were there? For most
Steals.
steals?
I did not break any records while I was there. I will tell you, in my high school days, that's where I had more success. We won a couple state championships. And my coach, you've probably not heard of him, but he is in the Hall of Fame in Michigan, Coaches Hall of Fame. He's retiring this year after 40 years of coaching
Wow.
Wow.
girls basketball in Michigan. I want to say his record was like 750 some games and lost 200 maybe.
Oh, wow.
Like just a phenomenal coach.
Wow.
Yeah, so won 2 state championships with him there and just had a great ride. Was never really for sure I wanted to play basketball in college, and then after, playing for him and just falling in love with it, then St. Francis, that's kind of how that opened up. Yeah.
And that's a good thing to hear, because, in our refereeing career and her coaching career too, there's a lot of girls that get burned out in high school basketball.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear that you didn't, and the fact that you still speak highly of him, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer this year. Wow.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Al Schraben.
What is it? Al
Yep, Al
Schraben?
Schraben.
Schraben.
Need me to spell that for you?
Yes, ma'am.
SCHRAUBEN.
She even knows how to spell it.
Also my mom's maiden name, so I told you small town, right?
Wow. Okay. So part of the reason we wanted you to come on is you and I have had conversations about officiating and how you feel, but your view is a little different. You seem to side more with the officiating side in terms of how players should act, how fans should act, and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, first of all, let's back up real quick,
Okay.
because we didn't ask you what you do. You didn't tell everybody
which
what
is
you do
why
now.
which is why she feels the way she
Yes.
does.
Okay,
So
so
what is your role now?
Currently, I'm an elementary school principal with Fort Wayne Community Schools. So I do think that's my role, is probably why I feel that way.
Right.
As an administrator.
Yes.
But do you still feel that way even when you're at your son's games?
Yes.
Well, she can't help it. She feels that way now as a person. I mean,
Because
it
what-
goes with her.
Because he's in high school now, right?
Yes. So my son plays basketball at Homestead. So does my daughter.
And what grade are they in?
Josh will be a senior and Maddie will be a junior
Okay.
this coming school year. So
Now, that story you told me about him, how tall is he?
6 foot.
But he can dunk.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wow.
But he's 6 foot.
A lot of 6-footers
He should
can't
be able
dunk.
to dunk.
I feel like if you're that tall,
Right.
Well, you guys would feel that way because you have.
6 feet. I see 6 feet every day. I see 6'4" every day.
All righty then. Moving right along.
okay.
No, but you want to tell that story, or you don't want to embarrass him?
Oh, he would probably be so embarrassed.
Well, if you don't tell
but
him, I
he
will.
embarrassed me. So this was to go to the sectional championship this year.
Yeah, this is a good story.
We were playing a school that had already beat us by a lot earlier in the year. We just
So
had
you didn't tell me that
I know I
part.
left that part out.
Oh.
That
So-
explains
See?
it.
They
Yeah.
came to our court earlier in the year and beat us by a lot. And while we lost quite a few games, not by a lot ever. So that was the one game I think the boys felt they were very off, and they just kept pounding it on
Now,
us.
when you say they lost by a lot,
22 maybe. I
Okay.
don't know.
okay, that's not
Something like
that
that.
bad. though.
That's enough though.
It's enough. It's enough
on your own
though.
court, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, fast forward to the sectional game, and we came out. They played really well. We were winning. I don't know by how many, maybe 6. At the end of the game, my son gets the ball, 10 seconds left, get it across half court. Everybody thinks he's going to just dribble it out and let the clock go, and No. I reached down to get my coat, and the next thing I knew, everyone's screaming and yelling, and he took it upon himself to go complete his first ever dunk with time expiring on a team that we had already beat.
And nobody was trying to play defense,
Okay,
which is why
but
he
in
would've
his
did it.
defense, though, I'm going to defend him.
I did too.
I think I'm going
did
to defend
too.
that because we didn't know that they had lost to this particular team earlier in the year
By a
lot. So,
And at home.
Josh, I got you. I think we're
I'm
siding
feeling
with
you, bro.
The
I'm feeling you.
sportsmanship mom and me just went,
Well,
but the sportsmanship in that other team, maybe they were drilling them and they didn't have to.
nah, I don't think that was the situation. I think he wanted his minute of fame. And he had been wanting to dunk, and it was a low pressure situation, right?
Right.
What was going to happen if he missed it? He's going to look silly, but he wasn't going to lose the game or whatever. So he saw an opportunity and took it. But
and you think he shouldn't have done that?
I do not think he should have done that. I think he should have dribbled it out and said good game through the line. That is what I think should have happened.
Well, he probably said good game through the line, but he said it with a little bit more enthusiasm.
Yeah.
After that dunk.
He was like, ah.
Yeah. Good game.
Yeah.
Good game, punk. Good game, punk. Good game.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he did that now.
He better not have.
He wouldn't tell mom if he did.
Right.
True.
Well, there might have been some fighting going on at that point if he's going to go through and act like that.
So
But-
how did Dad respond to his dunk?
Oh,
like that?
how do you think
He
Dad
loved it.
responded? He loved it. I was the
Yeah.
only person in that whole gym for us who thought it was inappropriate. Everyone else thought it was great. So
I could see it if it was maybe a larger spread. But I mean, they were only 6 points ahead. Yeah, okay, the game was over, but yeah, why not go and get your first ever dunk?
Yeah,
I mean,
had
as
no
an
problem
I
with
guess
it.
as an official, I wouldn't have had a problem with him doing it.
No,
Yeah.
nothing
I
happened
mean,
illegal.
there are times where as officials we're looking at things and thinking, you know, how coaches and fuss at us about things, and then you look at the way they behave, and you're like,
right.
But we can't say stuff. We can't tell you how to coach, but you can tell me how to officiate.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So
You feel some sourness coming out.
yeah,
there.
not
Just a
sour,
little
not
bit.
sour. Just saying
It's a valid point, though.
It's double-sided. It's two-sided.
It's got to be hard to always be told how to do your job.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
you get that as an
do.
administrator.
Yeah.
I do.
yeah, but the real side of it is when it comes to officiating, and I'm sure being an administrator too, people expect us to be 100% perfect and get better from there. That's
Yeah.
what people
Yeah,
expect. It's
absolutely.
not fair, but that's the plight we took when we took the positions, and unfortunately, people are not going to change that, are they? I sound so nice now, except when I'm on the court, I'm probably not this
yeah.
nice, am I?
No, you're
Okay.
not.
Yeah,
Especially,
well.
you want me to tell him about the two technicals you threw out?
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh.
moving along here. Well, he deserved it. He deserved. You probably.
Well,
wanna
I
call
can
it text,
do you like you just did me. Either you can tell it or I can tell it.
Go ahead. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah.
He definitely double teed up someone in a 3-on-3 tournament.
Wow.
Luckily, they had a fourth. Luckily.
Wow, she really tore me down. I didn't know it was gonna be that. No high fives up in here for stuff like that. That was pretty. I got to give you something on that. That was pretty
Yeah,
good.
she got you.
She set me up, and then she just ripped me apart. Wow.
Disclaimer, it sounded like it was deserving.
Well,
It
it was
was.
deserved.
It was.
And I
Actually, I mean, I honestly, I didn't even hear the.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
I
didn't
did.
hear.
I did hear him complaining, I guess, but I didn't really hear what he was saying, and so.
and I think.
And I heard, and you gave him the first technical, and then I heard you tell him, that's enough, and I knew he wasn't going to stop talking. So so I was like, okay, well, he's going to be done because,
You just knew what was what was coming.
yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, but anyway, the director of the 3-on-3 told us afterwards that his team that was running it, they all appreciated our professionalism.
Yeah,
and that
his
they
staff.
want us to have us back.
Yeah.
So that told me that the technical was merited, and both.
and
Right.
we
You don't want it to get out of control.
and we allowed the
Exactly.
guy to come back
That's
and play in
dangerous.
the next game.
Right. We
so
didn't.
we
Oh.
did,
Yeah.
so even though he was ejected out of the first game,
Okay.
we allowed him to come back and play in the second, which we we could have told the director, no, we don't
And
want him.
if I remember right, the director came and asked us if we were okay with him coming
Yeah.
back. And I said, yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
It's not personal with me. He can come
Second
back.
chances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
and he didn't say a word the second
never
game.
said a word. I think
So-
he got the point.
He got the message.
He got the message. So tell us a little bit about, do you want to name your school that you're at?
Yeah, I'm at Harrison Hill Elementary.
Okay. And how long have you been there?
I am going into my 8th year at that building.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one major reason that we wanted you to come on is because we had a chance to work with you guys this year. It was a blast to do so. And you guys are in the midst of building a elementary league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that going to be for more than one sport?
Um,
Or are you just going to start with basketball for now?
we've started with basketball, and we have had basketball, honestly, it's probably as long as I've been a principal. So, I mean, we've had it for a while. I think we're trying to improve the experience, to build it up, to feed into our middle schools, to have kids know going into middle school, ooh, I think I'd like to try basketball, which then, feeds into our high schools. So we've had it for a while. We're just trying to make it more organized, a little better experience for kids, for families. And that's where you came in this year to help us out with the reffing, because that has been our number one biggest challenge is officiating.
Yeah, I think I heard that you had prior to us coming in, which unfortunately I wasn't able to come over to your school for some reason, but we had heard from either your school or one of the other schools that they were using parents, and the parents were either cheating or fighting or.
Yeah. So we've never had anything that extreme, but that is typically how it happens. So we would be in charge of finding a ref. We would, tap our personal connections. A lot of times teachers would volunteer, stay after school and volunteer. Sometimes it's a parent that would volunteer. I've never seen anyone, purposely try to call the game wrong, but it's hard because you're not a trained official. We're dealing with 4th and 5th graders, so the game changes at that level. You got to know what to call. It's different. So it just becomes a mess. And then, the more of a mess it becomes, the more you get from the crowd.
Yes.
And that's where parents can get worked up and get frustrated. And then you get your kids are frustrated because the parents are yelling at them. Excuse me. So we just wanted to try to make it more organized and better run. And so that's when I think Rose reached out to you, or I don't even know how she got in contact with you.
There was a teacher in your school, I think, that couldn't do it. The guy that normally does it.
Yeah. Okay. Usually Corey Hooley will help us out a lot.
Yes,
He's
Mr.
one of
Hooley.
our ELL
Right.
teachers.
She mentioned him, and she said that he couldn't do it. And I guess she asked him for a referral or something, and he called another official who couldn't do it, who entered and referred him to us.
Okay.
And that's how it came about. But it was a good connection because it's perfect for what we do with our ref training school, because we have new officials, as you know, that come through and they need experience on a lower level where it's not a lot of high pressure. And you guys have the perfect gymnasium situation because the crowd is way away from the court.
I know. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Some of our elementaries, it's hard because there's just a little bit of out of bounds space.
Right.
And so literally the fans are on top of the players, and that becomes hard. But our setups,
Yeah, you guys got a nice one. One of our officials was over there, and he said that's called a gymatorium. Have you ever heard that?
I have never heard gymatorium.
He said it's a gymatorium because it's a gym/auditorium. And I go, that's ingenious, and it makes sense.
I think we'll have to use that.
Gymatorium. You guys, and are you guys the only one in the city that has a gymatorium?
As far as elementaries, I think so.
I don't think there's any middle schools that have them, are there?
Yeah.
Not that I've been in.
Not
been
the
in
double
most
use
of
that
them.
I know of.
Yeah.
No.
But I like your facility because it's got the gym. You haven't been in there.
I haven't been in there.
So it's got, when you walk in, it's like a theater style.
Yeah.
And then you walk down, and then you got to go to the stairs and walk up to get to the gym floor. So when you're sitting in the theater, you're sitting there, and everybody's taller than you because it's like a
raised court.
It's a raised court.
Cool.
From the entrance that you don't have to worry about kids running off the stage or anything because it's got 15 feet from the edge, 20 feet.
It has big sliding panels, which you probably never saw closed, but they close so it can be a true stage. But when you open them, then you have the gym behind you. So
cool.
It's really
it's
nice.
a neat setup.
I liked it.
Yeah.
And then they even have a balcony upstairs too.
Yeah.
So when we were there, some ideas came to us to get the crowd involved, because I know you guys are trying to build a better system to get kids involved. So we talked about it. Rose and I did, and I said, I think I have a couple ideas. She said, what you got? And I said, I'll let you see when I get there. So when we got there, we had brought some prizes and had some of these same questions, because what we want to do is educate people on the rules of the game. We want to recruit people, educate them on the rules of the game, the parents, the coaches, the kids, and then people will be more intelligent about their behavior. We're hoping,
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of times I feel like we watch the NBA or we watch college sports, and then we come and watch, younger kids, middle school, 4th and 5th graders, even high school sometimes. The rules are different to start with. And a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
And then you're yelling out,
yes,
a certain call or something that should be made, and you're like, that's not what we're doing here today.
Right.
They're 4th graders.
These are 4th graders, not earning millions of dollars out
and
here.
And speaking of yelling out, you got another
question? Test question?
Yeah.
All right, well,
don't be peeking in there.
I passed the first one, so I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful.
You passed it.
I mean, she answered it decisively.
I know this one.
What is it? What's the question?
Decisively. There's no such thing as an over-the-back foul. That's true. There's no such thing.
And how do you know that?
Displacement. I know this.
She's talked to us a few times.
No, I actually know this because my husband preaches this to me.
Okay.
There's no every time I would yell over the back because guilty. That's over the back. We'd be watching a game on TV. Over the back. There is no such thing as over the back. That's not a rule. That's not a follow. I never believed him till I met you.
Yeah.
Never bothered to fact check him, but then you told me the same thing, so I'm going with it.
It used to be. It used to be you couldn't, like back in the day
She's
when I
2
played.
for 2.
Yes, she
like
is.
how long ago did that rule change?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, that rule's been changed at least 15.
So
20
why
years.
is that one rule that everybody still clings to?
Because that's what they hear all the. I mean, if you think about it, you're still yelling it out, right?
Yeah.
So you got younger generations still hearing older people yell out over the back. So then as they're aging,
so we're just passing on.
You're just passing it on. They just don't ever check the rule. And
I'm going to start yelling displacement.
Oh,
see what happens.
You created a monster here. Oh my!
How about yell push
Displacement.
or hold? Those are things that actually what we're looking for when it comes to displacement. Did they, did they push them
in the back?
Yeah, and gain an unfair advantage. Did they hold them? And because someone like you or me would be climbing over him. We might pull him down, which would be considered a hold.
Okay. And the ref may not call that because the speed of the game is dictated that the crowd doesn't want to hear whistles as much as they used to.
That's true.
So we try to avoid, if a big gets clobbered by a little and it doesn't impact the play, chances are you're not going to hear a whistle.
Yeah, I mean, if he, if as a big, if he still gets the rebound, even though I'm kind of holding on to him and he can turn around and kick it out.
Why would you stop the game?
Why stop the game?
Even the
that
players.
makes sense.
Yeah, the players don't even want us to stop the game. They go, come on,
right.
ref.
They want to run
their
their transition.
Break. Right. So when you played, would you say there was as much of a transition game as you see today? Do you think?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think anything was as fast.
I was going to ask you, the speed of the game.
Nothing was as fast.
It's so much faster.
It's so much faster.
Yeah.
But I think we still were thinking, get the ball out and go. I mean, that's how we were coached.
Mm-hmm.
Just people getting faster or what? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what we're feeding these kids.
Well,
it's just different.
Well, you think about it, on the high school level, they have what they call with the trainers.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and then all the new
now.
equipment. I mean, they've got that Vertimax. They've got all kinds of new equipment that they're training these kids on.
Yeah.
Well, and they build it into the school day now. So my kids, that's one of their classes and has been since
that
they
gym
started.
At Homestead, oh my goodness,
state
of the art.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have state of the art weight rooms now.
Yeah, so that just becomes part of your school day.
Yes.
Whereas I never lifted in high school. It just was not a thing we did. Our football players maybe a little.
Yeah.
But basketball players didn't lift.
Oh, now we tell kids, if you want to excel, you gotta have what we call padding, and padding is muscle.
Yeah,
you got girls and boys. You got to have.
Well,
it.
I mean,
if you don't have it,
if you think about it, that's what the WNBA players are probably saying to Caitlin Clark
get in the weight room.
Get in the weight room.
Yeah,
you're out here with the big women now. It's big girl ball.
As we move up as officials, and she can attest to this. Elementary level is more just making sure for me, it's just make sure the kids have fun. That's my thing.
Yeah.
And then teach them a little bit.
And teach them a little bit, right?
Yeah, I teach them a little bit, but I'm more it's more of a teaching kind of situation.
It's more teaching at that
Middle
age.
School it's still learning,
It's still
teaching, but not as much because the coaches are
they want to
better.
win. Then
Yeah,
the coaches want to win,
there's
and
more
they're
of a
worried about
W.
records at
Right.
that age.
And at high school, well, they're all about winning. But as we see the progression, the athletes are they're just getting more everything. They can jump higher, they can run faster, they can
maneuver their bodies.
I was going to say the Euro step.
Well, not even the Euro step, but
back in the day, that would have been a travel.
Yeah.
But it's really not a travel
you
because
look at
it's
the
still
way
a
they contort
1-2.
their bodies anymore.
Right.
I yelled travel on that for a long time too.
But check this out.
But I get it now.
But what about when a kid comes in? Because it's still just 2-step. So when he comes in and he slowly, he come in full speed and then he stops and goes on one foot real slow and then steps over and takes the other step and then goes up. People think that's a travel. It's still just a 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Goes up.
And the first time I saw a kid do that, I'll admit I called it travel because I wasn't used to seeing it.
It just looks so different.
I was like, that's ugly. I'm calling it. And the coach was like, just because it's ugly, you call it? Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't look right.
Didn't look right. And then we did some studies on it and realized it's just a 1-2.
It is. So you still go to games, obviously your kids are still playing. So is there any, can you think of any pet peeves that you have that you think that you don't like or that you like that officials do?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. I never really put myself in the judging of the official role.
Certain calls that they make or...
I will say one, and it's probably because it gets called on my kid a lot, right? So it's personal.
Other than over the
what
back.
Is
the carry.
He carries the ball?
They say he does. I don't see
Who
it.
Who says he does?
The officials.
Oh, you don't think he does?
No.
You don't?
I don't. I mean, sometimes I can see it, but other times it's your kid, so you're usually watching your kid, and he's got the ball too. So you're watching
telling me
it.
Officials are actually calling that on him?
Correct.
Wow. I need to know who they are.
Right. Because he used to be the carry dribble king.
You love to call that?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. I hate it.
Because it does happen. I think it happens so much that we're like not attuned to it anymore. So when somebody does call it, you're like, what?
Right.
That looked fine to me.
And that's what it is. I used to call it a lot, and I was known for it. I don't call it as much anymore because of what you just said. Yeah. But it drove me crazy because to me it was unfair advantage. Kids could hesitate, and they call it a hesitation dribble. Yes, a hesitation dribble. But the rule is if the ball comes to rest in the palm of the hand, that's what the rule book says. Mm-hmm. And nowadays it comes to rest in the palm of everybody's hand.
But he stopped calling it because a lot of the other officials didn't want to work with him because he'd call it.
They call it game interrupter, and they didn't want me to call it.
Oh.
So he stopped calling it, and now it's funny to hear you say that people are calling it.
Yeah.
It's like...
And I get that. Some officials I work with, they say, okay, Crane, I'm going to get more carry drills than you tonight. I'm looking, I'm going...
Yeah, you probably are because
he's
not calling
I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then when I don't call it, people are looking at me like, whoa, why don't you call it?
No, I mean, we get obvious ones, like big ones.
Right. And he's had it called on him, I'd say, a handful of times over the, past seasons. AAU and... He must be doing something. AAU and high school.
He's doing something then.
He claims he has his hand on the side of the ball. Don't worry about it.
Well, is his hand like this gripping it?
Palming it over? Yeah. Probably. Who knows? But yeah, that's the only rule I can really think of that. I guess it's not that I disagree with it. I don't see it when it happens. Mm-hmm. Usually something's called and you're like, yeah.
It's so quick now too. The kids nowadays, they're so quick with it, and so a lot of people don't want it called because they think it. And it goes back to what you said. People are comparing these high school kids to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't call it on Harden. Whoa! Harden gets paid millions of dollars to do that. Your kid doesn't.
and at that level, it's called entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
NBA is more entertainment than anything else.
100%. It's
All right.
a show.
Test
it's
question.
A show.
Test question.
You put the other one back in there.
No, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Well, good. I'll get it right.
Told you.
Wait. I guess we'll let her pick it since it's the only one in
there.
there.
It's the only one in there. Oh, my goodness.
Is it a violation to dribble the ball while taking the ball out before throwing it in?
So you're on the sideline. You're dribbling the ball, but you're out of bounds. You're dribbling the ball. Then you pass it in. Is that a violation?
Is it a violation to dribble the ball out of bounds?
So I'm the person taking the ball out of bounds. We're gonna run a play or something, and I'm dribbling it. Why would I do that?
You bounce it, and I know, but you bounce it, you catch it.
Could I do that?
Yes, that's the question. Can you do that?
I guess it's not.
So as an official,
I'm
you're out
say
there.
Yes, you can.
You can?
Why not? Yeah, I think you should be able to.
So if you were an official, he's like, "Well, coach, that's not bothering anybody.
Well, ain't bothering you."
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Like, if I have to go, chase the ball down because it went over there, and I dribble it back. So are you going to call me on that?
We'll say that again now.
If she goes and chases the ball down, say the ball gets away, and
you mean you're dribbling and it hits your foot or something?
No. Like the ball is out of bounds and she has to go chase and get it. Mm-hmm. And as she's bringing it back to the line, she dribbles it.
And I do a couple dribbles before I go. I think that's fine. Just tell me the answer. Now I'm starting to second guess myself. I don't like it when that happens. What's the right answer?
Dun, 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 dun.
3 for 3.
3 for 3.
You can dribble it.
Yeah.
But why?
I know.
Bad practice. Have you ever had anyone do that?
Mm-hmm. Younger kids.
Yeah. A lot of younger kids do
ones.
it.
Yeah.
They'll get at, especially, if I'm handing them the ball, I'll go to hand it to them and they're like, oh, and they want to.
I'm supposed to dribble it.
Yeah, they want to like dribble it just to get control or something, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's no violation because number one, the clock is stopped.
Unless they dribble it inbounds.
Yeah.
Like if they're out of bounds and they're dribbling the ball inbounds,
then it's out of bounds.
That's a violation.
Because she put
you're
it on the playing floor.
Yeah.
And she bounces on the playing floor on the line. And it pops back up to it. That's a violation because
you can dribble it out, out of bounds.
But you got 5 seconds.
Yeah.
See, there's so many rules you don't even think about.
There are.
So I could never officiate. It'd be like, I don't know.
Well, I could never I could never be a school administrator. There's just so many rules.
No.
I'd never get them.
That's true.
I wouldn't want to. Oh.
The other one is, did they change 5 seconds when you're dribbling around?
No.
Is that high school or college that it changed?
Well, college is different. Women's college is different than men's.
I don't know what men's college is.
I don't think there is a closely guarded on men's college. See, we do women's college, and there's different rules.
Okay.
The rules are completely different.
Women's college is 5 seconds only if they're holding the ball.
Yeah, but if she's dribbling, there's no 5 seconds.
And they're closely guarded.
And then you got to understand closely guarded. People get closely guarded messed up. Closely guarded means 6 feet, foot to foot.
So my front foot to your front foot.
Yeah. So if you're back 7 feet and you're doing this, I'm not going to start a count.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be foot to foot.
Okay. All right.
Now in high school, the rule is closely guarded, whether you're dribbling or holding the ball.
Yeah.
Within 6 feet.
Right. Men's college, I don't think there's a closely guarded because they have the shot clock just like women's do, but women's just, for whatever reason, they're a little different on the.
I can't say I've ever seen them do a closely guarded count in men's.
That's because they move so fast and they break the 6 foot distance all the time anyway.
Yeah.
You very, very seldom see guys on that level
holding the ball.
They're not going to hold the ball, and then they're the way they move. How can you tell? They're so fast. Did he break the plane? I don't know. So. And usually their shot clock is a lot. Their shot clock, I think, is a little longer than women's, or is women's longer?
I think women's is longer.
I think so.
I think so. Women was 30 seconds, I believe.
I think.
And I think
men's is 25.
I think because pros is 24.
Mm-hmm.
So college is a little more than that, I think.
I think so.
So as you said, Shannon, there's just a ton of rules.
Many rules.
And when we go into a different gymnasium, like when we come to elementary level, we cannot apply those rules to the elementary level.
No.
Kids, it amazes me. It amazes me. Fans are in the stands yelling "travel," and I'm looking at them going, "Who's not traveling out here?"
Right.
Every time we touch it.
Every time.
Yes, absolutely.
How many double dribbles do we let them get away with?
Yeah.
Because
if
they're
they don't
learning.
And it depends on the kid. If I'm officiating a 3rd grader, and I see him or her dribbling the ball, and I can tell they don't really know what they're doing, I am not going to blow the whistle on her. I'm not.
Right.
And now if she runs 15 steps, I might stop the game, and I've done it before. Stop the game and say, "Hey, come here. Let me show you. You get if you're dribbling, if your feet are moving, you got to be dribbling." Oh, okay, and give her the ball back right there. People, you can't do that. I'm the official. Yes, I can.
Yes, I can. Now there was a little tournament or league that we were doing for another school. They had 1st and 2nd graders that they were doing stuff for. Now this little 1st grade boy Now the dads and the coaches were out on the court with us as officials. The dads were out there, and but this little boy, I mean, he could dribble. He knew exactly what he was doing. So, if he were to double dribble, I'd probably call it on him because he knows what he's doing.
Yep.
Whereas another little boy who could have been a second grade boy doesn't know what he's doing, I'm not gonna call that.
Yes.
So there, and people don't understand. Well, we're trying to make it equal. We're trying to make it fair. And even though that may not be fair that I called it on him and I didn't call it on him, you got to look at the skill level.
Right. It goes back to learning the sport.
Yes.
You want him to learn it, to know the rules, and to have fun at that age.
Like he said, I could stop and say, hey, when you stop dribbling, you got to pass it or shoot it. And they say, oh, okay. And they turn around and they do the same thing, and it's just like,
so
You're like, I
just
tried.
Right.
just wrapping up, just to let you guys know, we hopefully will be back at your school next year. Hopefully you guys are
Yes.
welcome.
Yes, please. It was
Okay.
great having you guys out.
We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So with that, we're going to have to cut off, but this was very quick, and I appreciate you coming out.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're going to run through real quick what we have coming up. We have Ref Training School. As a matter of fact, we have a class going on right now. If you're interested in learning how to become a basketball official or a volleyball official, go to reftrainingschool.com. That's
reftrainingschool.com.
You were supposed to whisper it. I got to work with you.
Reftrainingschool.com.
The hint was not
Nailed
there.
it.
Okay, whatever. Woman power, girl power. Okay, and if you want to go ahead and announce our next event that's coming up very soon.
Our next event, right here, Hoosier3on3.com.
And right behind us.
That is for 3rd through 12th grade divisions, both boys and girls. And we'd love to get you out there. The tournament is on July 12th at Turnstone. And again, Hoosier3on3.com for registration.
And in case you didn't catch on, that's 3-on-3 basketball. Some of you guys are wondering what that is.
Basketball.
3-on-3 basketball.
Is it like Gus Macker? Do you
No,
know Gus
it's better.
Macker?
It's
better.
Well,
It's
it's
better.
indoors, number one.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just for kids.
At
No.
Turnstone?
Yes.
Did you
Yes,
say that?
and we will have officials on the court.
And it's fun.
Yeah, and it's fun.
We
so,
meant, we're trying to have fun, not
Yeah.
just, we do want it to be competitive, yes, but we're promoting
It's
fun,
not just about the wins. It's
family-friendly
about fun.
environment.
Oh,
So.
and there's no coaching.
Yes.
The kids are on their own.
That's the best.
No coaches are
Yes.
allowed.
Oh, the
No
kids
coach.
probably don't know what to do.
Yeah, they have. Well, they
But
did
they
it. They
can
had
make
a
up
great
their
time.
own plays.
That's
And
awesome. They need that.
Yeah, they can call their plays hamburgers and French fries if they want to. They can call their plays whatever they want to.
So we'll be looking forward to having you
Awesome.
guys join us at Hoosier3on3.com as well as RefTrainingschool.com. Thanks for joining us again, folks, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks again for listening to Ref Time, powered by RefTrainingschool.com and Hoosier3on3.com. Produced by Coraggio Media, Ref Time is recorded in WELT Studios in beautiful downtown Fort Wayne, Indiana.
To join RTS, visit reftrainingschool.com. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until next time.